What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks, back with our daily Apple update video, ticker symbol AAPL, where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, key levels of support and resistance that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think Apple stock could do. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Apple are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let me go ahead and hit record. We'll get right into the video. Another red day for Apple, actually a red day for the market overall. Apple was down $3.14 on the day, which is about 2.49%. Let's take a look at why the overall market was down real quick, and then we'll get into more specifically Apple and do our technical analysis there at the end. So, taking a look at this article, it talks about the fact that there was some talk around inflation, which caused a lot of the market to go down. So what we saw was the Labor Department reported the consumer price index jumped 4.2% year over year. This was above economists' forecasts of a 3.6% increase, and it was the highest inflation rate since September 2008. 4.2 rather than 3.6, high since 2008. So that's why we, are kind of seeing this downturn in the market. 10-year Treasury yield was up sharply, sitting at 1.69. What happened there? 1.69%. So as of late Tuesday was at 1.62, so that went up 1.69. So the Fed vice chairman did say that they were surprised at the scale of the CPI increase, and the central bank would act to stop inflation getting out of control. So the good news is they are going to do something about it, but unfortunately that wasn't something that people were expecting. And that surprise really showed in the overall market. So if you take a look here, the NASDAQ, another 2.67%, a red day after the day we had 2 days ago. Dow Jones was down 2% as well, which again, we hadn't really seen the Dow kind of being that down. It was down almost 700 points. And kind of breaking through some EMAs, and S&P was also down decently, bouncing off the 55 EMA, but really darn close to our 400 level. Remember, we talked about that a few days ago, but the good news is, I don't know if it's really good news, NASDAQ is looking pretty oversold, Dow is looking all right in terms of RSI, and S&P is also a little bit more on the oversold side. So Apple was no different, right? If you take a look at NASDAQ down being down 2.6, Apple was down 2.5. Even if you take a look at Google, which has been relatively very strong, down 3%, Microsoft almost 3%, QQQ's 2.59%, right? So everything was down today, really. Very few stocks that were green, and Apple surprisingly was down 2.49 when other tech names that have done a little bit better than Apple were down a bit more. So that's what we're seeing here, right, guys? It's not Apple related, it's overall market related. So just keep that in mind. Don't, think that Apple's a terrible investment. That's big tech in general right now as we deal with some treasury yields and inflation worries. So again, pretty simple day today, one direction, and it was down, unfortunately. We held up this 123.69 a couple times, but broke it and then couldn't come above VWAP. So obviously didn't like that. Didn't like that we ended below VWAP and that we broke below this level. Quick kind of recap of the daily chart. We have now if we take a look at where we are now, in May, we go back to kind of where we were all of February and most of March. And then also where we were back in December, right, for a little bit. So December, we were here, early December, then we pushed up kind of into January 145s. Then we were back here in late February, early March, then we pushed up into earnings, and now we are right back here. So if you think about it, I know a lot of you guys have talked about this. Apple stock pretty much since September of last year has been kind of up and down, but it hasn't really gone significantly up. But you could say that about many big tech stocks as well. Microsoft is definitely a little bit better, but if you take a look at Microsoft going back to January 2021, it's exactly where it was back then, right? So for the past 4 months, it's done nothing. Just something to keep in mind. Kind of put things in perspective. It's not just Apple. So remember, you guys, we were struggling to break 135s and thought we had good support down here, but we are now, you know, continuously falling again, looking a little bit oversold. So maybe we'll see some buying coming in soon, but I think a lot of it depends on the market sentiment around the inflation worries that we're seeing, and not necessarily in Apple as a company. So what does that mean for us moving forward? Well, we could take a look at levels of support, levels of resistance. Levels of resistance, first one, 123.69. Thought that was going to be a really good support until today came along and we saw that nasty red day. And then the next level would be 126.65. And then the support levels would be 121.48 and 119.09 if we break below 120. Let me get rid of these drawings just for a second. I want to show you something. So we're below all EMAs, clearly. Again, it's really weird to see Apple do this. It's not really historically done this. So the first EMA comes in at 127.35. I'd like to see us capture that, but with the weakness right now, I'm not sure when we see that. The other thing is, you guys, for the first time in over 13 months, Apple closed below the 200-day moving average. The last time I did so, if we go back, was when the coronavirus pandemic had just begun here, and then we stayed out for a few days. So if you come back, this line here, we've never closed below it. That line was at 122.96, and we closed right below that at 122.77. Things are not looking too great, if I'm keeping it 100% honest with you guys, right? We're experiencing a pullback, market correction, whatever you want to call it. The NASDAQ, especially if you take a look, definitely been kind of struggling. Pushed up, came right back down, pushed up, came right back down. So now the key is where we find support. Is it at 13,000? Is it here at 12.77? Or is it here at 12.5? Same thing with the QQQs, you guys. I talked about this a few days ago. We do have run room all the way down to 300 with a little stop here at 310, as you could see. So just keep an eye out on that, right? Don't wait. I would say wait for some positive confirmation before going all in. If you are looking to buy, if you got cash, you know, great, amazing. I think there could be buying opportunities for sure. And then take a look at S&P, right? Last time we had the touch of the 55 EMA. The next day we had a nice green day. We've had 2 decent red days this week, right? And we're pushing down a little oversold territory. We haven't done that in a few months. So maybe we turn around tomorrow, right? So watch for those key levels. Don't try to predict the bottom, and see kind of how the indices are doing, because I think that'll give us a really good indication of where we could be headed in the near future. As always, I continue to hold my Apple shares. Do not have a covered call this week because it was sold off on Monday and I wasn't really able to sell one. But I'm continuing to hold that because I think, you know, long term it goes up from here. I'm not looking to sell. I like, you know, I've held it for a while. Maybe I'll look to add some once I see some strength again, and I'll keep you guys posted on that. But yeah, that's all I had for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to my channel, comment down below what your thoughts on Apple are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.